and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to take a set of latitude and longitude coordinates and convert them into addresses in Airtable using the Google Maps Geocoding API and the Data Fetcher Airtable extension. So if you are looking to do the opposite for the address to the latitude and longitude, we do have a video covering that linked in the description. But today we are going from latitude and longitude to address, as you can see here. And in order to complete this, you will need a Google Maps Geocoding API, but I am going to show you how to get that as well during this video. So we're going to begin in our Airtable base, and we would like to create a table for the latitude and longitude to address. So here I've already retitled that from table 1. If you just double click it, you can retitle, and then we're going to create our field latitude here. Simply by double clicking you can change that name, and from the drop down menu below you would like to make sure this is set as number with the format as decimal 1.0 and the precision as 1.0000000, so 7 zeros in there to make sure that we have space for the latitude. Then you can select save, and we're going to do the same for the next row, but we're going to retitle this as longitude, like so. Then you can double check those same settings are set here. So we want number from that drop down menu, and we'd like the format as the decimal 1.0 and the precision 1.70. Then select save. Now in those fields you can add the coordinates of the locations that you want to look up the addresses for. So once you've done that, you're going to create a new grid view in our table. So over to the left hand side you'll see this grid option with a plus symbol. If you click this plus symbol, you can then retitle this as needs address, like so, then select create new view. Nice. Now you can check that you are in that new view by seeing if this is now highlighted as needs address. Once you've made sure that you are in there, you can find this filter option in the menu bar. Select the filter option to add conditions. So once you select that add condition, we would like for this to read where latitude is not empty, so you choose those from the drop down menu, and then we'd like to add a second condition and longitude is not empty as well. So once you've done that, you can click off of it, and now we're ready to get a Google Maps Geocoding API key. So as I already mentioned, we do have a full length blog of this exact topic on our website on datafetcher.com, and this is where you can find these links. They will also be in the description of this video, so you can find them there as well. So we're going to be looking for that get a Google Maps Geocoding API key, and if you haven't yet, you will need to create a project with a billing account. So you can follow these steps simply by clicking on that first link, and that will bring you to the Google Maps platform and the Geocoding API under Web Services. This is where we can find the button to create a new project. You'll notice that's a big blue button again. You can select that and it will open you up to the right page where you can automatically create a new project. So I'm going to go ahead and title this as Demo Google Maps API. Great. Then for the organization, I'm going to select my organization, and this will automatically sync up the information I've already inputted. So we can go ahead and select create. You may still need to add your billing information, but you can follow the instructions on this page if you are being prompted to do so. Then you can select create, and this will bring you to the following page where we're now looking at our project that we've just created, as you can see here. So now you can either go to the billing option here if you still need to add your billing information. So this is now where you can link a billing account if you haven't yet done so. Once you've done that, we can come back to your main page and select APIs and services from that menu in the left hand corner, and then select credentials again from that menu in the left hand side. Then you'll see this button create credentials at the top of the page. If you select this, we can then go ahead and select API key. So this will now create your API key, which you can go ahead and copy now because we will be using this later. So once you have your key copied, you can return to your Airtable base. Now we're going to go ahead and add our Data Fetcher extension. So up in the right hand corner, you'll see this extensions option. If you click that, it will appear with one button that says add an extension. You can click that. The following page will load, and in the top right hand corner of this page you can search for Data Fetcher. That will appear and you can select the add button and then click on add extension. Now we'll be brought to the following page where we can either create a free Data Fetcher account or we can simply continue with Google. Now we can import our data. Click on the big blue button again that says create your first request, and we arrive to the following page. Here we're going to title this address as Fetch Address. And for the application, we're going to search for Google Maps. That will appear. We now already have that API key that is requested under authorization, but you can also click on the link that you're prompted to click on to find your API key, and that will redirect you to the right place that way as well. So now paste in your API key into this input box. And once you've done that, you can select the endpoint. And here we're going to select the reverse geocode find address from Latitude, Longitude endpoint, and select save and continue in the bottom right hand corner. Now we'll arrive to the following screen. Here we have this latitude option, and we would like to click on the plus button all the way over to the right hand side in order to create a reference to the output table. Immediately that loads up with that table we've already created, latitude and longitude to address, so we can leave that like so, and here we're going to find the field as latitude. Under Run for every record in view, it should automatically come up with that needs address grid view that we just created, and you'll see that information has now been brought through to this page. So if it looks like this, you're on the right track. You can select confirm, and now that latitude input box will now have the following information here. For the longitude, we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. So all the way over to the right hand side, click on that plus symbol, and then for the table, check it's the right table, latitude and longitude to address. And for the field, we're going to select longitude here. Again, we've got that needs address for run for every record in view, and we've got that information that has been brought through as well for the longitude. Select confirm. Then click on the Save and Run button in the bottom right hand corner. Select Continue. So now we arrive to the response field mapping. This is where we choose which fields we would like to have imported into our Airtable base. So as you can see with these green toggles, these are all currently turned on. You can turn those off by simply flicking the toggle from green to grey, or in order to turn them all off, we're going to select the Filter All button closer to the right hand side. Now we're going to use the Find Field search bar to find the fields that we would like to import. For this example, we will import the results formatted address. So here we're going to search for results formatted address, and here we're going to turn that on by switching that toggle from grey to green, and we are going to map this to a new field titled address here. So we're going to retitle this nice and simple. Then we're going to select Save and Run in the bottom right hand corner. This is now creating our fields. Now we can select Show Output Table, close over the extensions, and you can see that those addresses have now been populated. So although this is amazing, we would currently still need to manually run the data fetcher request every time new coordinates are added to Airtable in order to convert them to an address. However, we can go one step further here and make all of this happen automatically using Data Fetcher's paid version scheduling tool. So we can make this request run on regular intervals so that we don't have to do a thing. Instead, we can just paste in our latitude and longitude and it would come up with the address with that request running automatically. So in order to do this, we do need to open up our extensions option again in the right hand corner, and this will automatically bring us back to the request that we have already created. You can select that and you'll see all of those settings that we've already created here. Then you can scroll down and see this schedule option. Now you won't yet see it like this if you haven't yet upgraded to a paid Data Fetcher account. So if you haven't yet done that, I really recommend that you do, because this allows you to keep all of your records updated without you having to do a thing. So once you've upgraded to a paid version of Data Fetcher, you can then come back to the step and it will now look like so. Here we can add our API key simply by clicking on that button, and you will be redirected to your Airtable account for this API key. Here we'll arrive to our Airtable account overview. If you scroll down, you have a button that says Generate API Key, so we can copy this over back to our Airtable account and paste it into this input box. Select Save, and it's really as simple as that. It automatically turns on the schedule option, and you can decide how frequently you would like these requests to run and on which days. Then you can select Save in the bottom right hand corner and close that window over. So now you know that your latitude and longitude to address will be automatically updated when you input any more information here, with those requests running without you having to do a thing. But if you do have any questions, you can always reach out to us here at datafetcher.com, where we'll be happy to help. And we do also have this full-length blog on this exact topic on our website that you can also follow if you prefer to learn that way. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn today. I really hope you have a good one.